Welcome back. We got a question for you. What's the #1 question you should be asking yourself regarding tax effects on your retirement? Greg Elie from Prosperity Group Advisors is here with us this morning to answer that question. Greg, always good to see you.
Pleasure.
Yes.
Good to see you, gentlemen.
Yeah, that is a big question to take on, I would imagine.
Well, here's the problem. You need to be talking about taxes. In fact, I'm going to re-air a radio show that we played with one of the top tax attorneys in the state and the nation named Eric Doring, where he's talking about what the taxes are looking like under this present administration. And people need to wake up. So if they're not having that tax conversation with their financial advisor, usually they hear, go talk to your accountant. But
if you're our financial advisor, you'll make sure.
Yeah, absolutely, because we team up. We have a CPA in office, and we have that conversation. And in fact, I'm meeting a client today where he's got a large account that we're going to do Roth strategies for the next 5 years.
Well, explain Roth. A lot of people don't know some of the things.
Well, that's true. With the Roth IRA, and I use a Rothing strategy. We don't necessarily use the Roth. We use a strategy that's actually better.
Okay.
But with a Roth, basically, it's an IRA that's tax-free. So your growth is tax-free, your income is tax-free, you don't have the minimum required distribution. So where it's possible, I try to get folks to say, hey, let's move some of that money strategically into that.
Tax-free sounds good to me.
Oh.
I mean, I think we all want tax-free.
Absolutely.
Talk about the tax analysis that you guys offer to your clients.
The tax analysis, for example, I ran one for a client with $1 million IRA. 65 to 70% of the present value of his IRA goes to taxes over the course of the next 25 to 30 years. So we're talking 650,000 to 700,000 goes to taxes. So with our strategy, we could probably reduce that by 40% depending on when he needs to take the income. That's going to be the key. And that's why we talk about these conversations with folks, because it's not just investing your money.
That ties into what you're saying. Do you want to pay taxes on the seed or the harvest?
Exactly. And we were told that if we got an IRA, we'd be in a lower tax bracket when we retire.
Yeah.
And you're a little younger there. You will learn that. That doesn't happen. We're not in a lower tax bracket. In fact, they're going to just keep doing it. And with the interest rates going up and down right now, you've got a lot of volatility in the market. So there's a lot of risk that people aren't preparing for. And we've talked about in previous segments. But I do believe that they have to have a good tax strategy.
And you mentioned your book and a radio show and all of that. Talk a little bit about how people can listen to more of the things that you're giving to your clients.
Sure. On 94.5 WGTK, I'm on all weekend, and they can look on the website, mymoneyissafe.com, to look at the times. We're also on YouTube, so I'm putting stuff on YouTube. We're in Sarasota, Florida, mainly in Greenville and Seneca and Spartanburg. So we've got a whole team of folks, so they don't necessarily have to meet with me, but we have a team where we look at the whole picture and we say, okay, how can we make your money safe? How can we guarantee your income? But do it where you're getting a reasonable rate of return.
A consult. We want to just come talk to you and look at you. And,
sure.
Is it free?
It is free. Yeah, we don't charge a fee. That may change in the next 6-7 months. We're kind of weighing that whole thing, but we will do the consult, and there's no charge.
And no minimum amount of money you have to have?
Here's the irony. You could go stick all your money in the market, lose it the next day, and as long as you say that you're an accredited investor, no one's going to question it. In my world, we're putting their money into safety, and we've got to go through all these hoops to make the Wall Street casino play, that we have to play by their rules. We're talking about Vegas. And the Wall Street casino is what people are gambling with their retirement about. So we use a balance and say, hey, we're going to use the casino, but we're going to use it in a way where your money's secured, that the house doesn't win.
And
Greg Elie.
Greg Elie knows it. Prosperity Group Advisors, mymoneyissafe.com. You can call them locally at 864-989-0176. Or you can use the 1-800 number, 1-800-440-0434. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and they can get our book, so the No Compromise Retirement, they can call us and we'll give them a copy of the book.
Very good. Awesome. I'll go to that website.